getting a good night's rest and then waking up early in the morning straight into your day has got to be one of the best feelings and the best ways to start a week, a day, whatever it may be. I don't know, there's something just different about getting a full 8 hours of sleep and then in the morning just waking up nice and early, not really complaining too much at your alarm, and then going out to the gym, hitting the lift, or maybe just going to class, going to work. Maybe if you don't like your work, that might be a different story. But even just getting a good night's sleep and then waking up on time, waking up early, can put you in a better mood for doing things that you don't want to do, right? Even if you don't enjoy going to the gym, but you wake up early at 6 a.m. after a full night's rest, I'm sure that feels so much better than if you had 4 hours of sleep and then you're waking up and then you don't want to go. You just have a better mindset around it. And I'm reading Never Finished right now by David Goggins. It's his second book after Can't Hurt Me. And he talks a little bit about, I'm only on the third chapter, but he's talked a little bit about getting up early and grinding before people are even awake. And that's kind of the savage that he used to be. And then once he kind of had the success from his first book, had all the public speaking gigs, he kind of lost that hunger and that primal drive to get after what he wanted. He said he kind of felt soft after that. And then, you do kind of lose that once you settle into a space of complacency and satisfaction. Not saying to be ungrateful for what you have, but if you want to keep climbing and if you want to keep chasing after greatness, you can't really be satisfied to coast once you achieve some level of success that you deem worthy. Even if you have earned that through hard work, it's still, if you want to achieve greatness, you're going to have to keep grinding even after you've kind of gotten to that point where you think that you can stop. So I know for a fact that I've not gotten where I need to be, so it doesn't really make sense for me to be coasting or taking it easy. And I've really found myself in that kind of spot of getting in a rut sometimes, of being complacent with my overall situation. It's not a very fun place to be, just because there's a cognitive dissonance there where you, in your mind, that you can be achieving so much more and that you have a much greater potential, but in your reality, you're not living up to it and you're not actually doing the actions that you need to become successful or to reach that level of performance that you knew you once had. That's I haven't talked about this before, but that's the worst part in the self-improvement cycle, I guess you could say, is after you've experienced a period of super high productivity and you've attained some level of success that you're proud of looking back, and then you kind of take your foot off the gas and then you kind of coast, right? Then you want to get back into the self-improvement grind, but you're just not into it as much because you have just taken your foot off the pedal and you have fallen into a rut of complacency. And so you're wow, how come I'm not performing? You don't have the same hunger, you don't have the same drive that you did when you had nothing. And that's why you have that kind of weird mental space where you're I know I used to be a savage before and I used to be able to have this super innate drive to achieve the things that I wanted, but now it's so much harder to do that. And I guess that comes with the successes that you bring. So it's a double-edged sword where you're grinding for the success that you want, but then once you get it, you can't drive that same, you don't have that same drive to do it again unless you never take your foot off the gas and then you just always keep grinding for what you want. But I think most often people find themselves taking it easy, coasting once they've gotten to an acceptable level and something that they're proud of, which isn't a bad thing, right? But then again, there's a key distinction in this conversation about being cool where you are in life and actually wanting to be something great and striving for greatness all the time. And that is a small minority of people that want to do that. So that's kind of who I'm talking to, that small group of people, the small subset who are trying to strive for greatness in their life and not trying to settle once they reach some level of success. That kind of all goes back to this idea of waking up early, and then you kind of also have to get your sleep. There are going to be times, of course, where you have to sacrifice your sleep probably and go sleepless nights or 4-hour nights or whatever it may be. But there can be a healthy balance, because if you don't maintain your health, then how are you going to keep grinding? You could be David Goggins and you could run on broken legs, but for one, that's not everybody, and for two, that's just not sustainable, and it's something that he's realized himself as well. So if you take care of your body, if you take care of your mind in the process, it'll just be a lot simpler, a lot more easy to kind of go after what you want for the long term and to kind of keep that grind up for a sustained period of time. So I don't know, I guess just I'm feeling good today, waking up early, watching the sunrise. The weather is actually getting warmer out, so that's a great thing. The sun is out for longer during the day. It's not dark at like 4 p.m. now. And yeah, I just wanted to kind of share the message. If you want to keep grinding, you got to take care of your health, your mind, your body. And, there's no better way to start your day, to start your week, than to get up early, get after it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Remember to stay on target.